All right, y'all. Just want to show y'all how how our Jewish following brothers and sisters follow a book that's just complete garbage and mysticism and bull. So now I'm going to show you how the Zohar would tell you the word night is commonly taken to include those evening hours which fall before midnight. But the real night only begins with the actual stroke of midnight. So right here, you're seeing that night does not even start to the stroke of midnight. And the word night commonly includes those evening hours which fall before midnight. What? What? But it says a whole bunch of garbage. Let's move on. Let me go to let me move this. Show you some good stuff over here. Okay. Right here it says, let me tell you something. When the Holy One, blessed be He, wishes to remove a certain nation from its dominion on earth, He first removes or casts down its celestial representative, but not before another such is appointed in the first one's stead, in order that there should be no break in their service in heaven. So we have celestial representatives like angels that, represent certain each nation. As it is written, he giveth it the kingdoms to whosoever he will. Quite so. So goes on and blah blah about these celestial representatives who are angels that represent, you know, their BS. Let me keep going with this. Let me keep going with this. Let me show you something right over here. All right. It says right here. Behold, Pharaoh embodied from the source, so that he and his whole people perished as soon as the judgment was awakened against him, and his celestial guardian was removed from his dominion, shaken in his power, and all whom he represented on earth fell with him. This is the significance of the words. And he took off their chariots' wheels. To wit, he annulled the power of the supernatural guardian. So it's once again talking about these celestial representatives. And basically what the Zohar is saying is that Egypt's celestial representative got beat up in the heavens, got his power taken away from him in the heavens, in the sky. And that's why Egypt fell. You know, that's the real reason. We go down here of celestial chief who is in charge of Egypt, says Josie. This person, this presents a difficulty for as much as already removed from his dominion. How could he pursue the Israelites? But the truth is that this sentence signifies Egyptians in this world. So it's just talking about the celestial representative was removed from his power. Not talking about the king or anything. Talking about celestial. Talking about some type of angel or some garbo. Let's move on. Let's see what it says here. For highly exalted is he, ascending the crown. His crown is in order to dismiss his blessing. Okay, right here. Holy One does not exercise judgment below until he has done so above on the celestial representative of the particular nation, as it says, the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones in the high heavens, and the king of the earth upon the earth. Oh snaps. And they got the so letting you know it's in Isaiah what? That's 24 and 21. Let me read that real quick. So let's let you know celestial powers 24 and 21, and they read. Did that say 24? Yeah, 24. And it said, and it shall come to pass that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth. Oh, okay. So now they're basically saying that those are angels. Okay, I don't see that. But right here, yeah, the celestial representative, right? Holy One is not exercise judgment below until he has done so above on the celestial representative of a particular nation, as it says, the Lord shall punish those. So right here, it's just talking about every nation has their own angel. That says he was of dual form and resemble both celestial and earthly beings. Okay. Okay, that's garbage. Let me just keep on. Let me keep it moving. Let me get some more stuff. Okay. Well, this stuff I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save this for later. But one thing I do want you to see here says right here, when Cain was born, he tried the time without success to attach herself to him. What? But at length he had intercourse with him and bore spirits and demons. Adam for 130 years had intercourse with female spirits until Nehemiah was born. She, by her beauty, led astray the sons of God, Uzzah and Azel, and she bore them children, and so from her went forth evil spirits and demons in the world. So right here, I'm gonna show at a later time that Uzzah and Azel are the same wicked angels that are in the book of Enoch, I believe chapter 6. But it mentions them more than once in the book of Enoch, these same two angels. So we know that the book of Enoch just draws from Jewish mysticism. So it says other garbage, but let me move on. Time to sleep. It says a whole bunch of garbage in here, man, but let me move on. There's probably some good stuff right there, but it's too little. Let me keep going. All right. I thought it necessary to put since all the angels are formed from fire. I mean, I really it just says the same thing in the Quran. Let me keep moving. Okay, let me see what this says. Let me see what this says. Okay, the supernet. Okay, it says right here. Okay, it talks about heavenly courts and stuff like that. Let me keep moving. Because that's just talking about how Moses was the only person who couldn't get in the fire or somewhere. Here goes some good stuff right here. Okay? Observe the creation of Adam, the Holy One. Blessed be he, made male and female together, female behind and male before. And he saw them ascended and tricked out the woman and brought her to Adam. So he tricked her out. I don't know what that means in these days. And when they were thus brought face to face, love was multiplied in the world. And they brought forth offspring, a thing that was not yet before. But when Adam and his wife sinned, and the serpent had intercourse with Eve, and injected her into her his venom, she bore Cain, whose image was in part derived from on high, and in part from the venom of the unclean and low side. Hence it was the serpent who brought death into the world, in that it was his side that was the cause of it. It is the way of the serpent to lie in wait to slay, and thus the one that sprang from him followed the same course. So scripture said it came to pass that when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel and his brother and slew him. We find written in the ancient books that in the act of slaying Abel, Cain bit him repeatedly after the manner of a serpent until he caused his soul to quit him. So right here, we're seeing that Cain is the son of Satan or the son of the serpent, and that's why he bit Abel in the neck and killed him. That's how he killed him. So that's that bull. But it's a lot of places where it say that Cain. Okay, I I'll leave this. This is actually a truth in the Zohar. So it says that David is the king. You guys can pause this and read this. This is the truth. He will be the king. Will be the king in the time to come. Let me just read this anyway. The Holy One, blessed be He, thus found David accepted in this world and in the world to come. In this world it says, "For I will defend this city to save it, for my own sake and for my servant David's sake." For in the future, the world it says, "And they shall seek the Lord their God and David their king, and they shall be trembling unto the Lord and his goodness in latter days." David indeed was king in this world and will be king in the time to come. Okay, so right here it tells you the truth, one truth. But the thing about the Zohar, that's the only truth I found in it. Because if you go right here, guess what it says? Now, in the present vision, his appearance was like the appearance of brass. That is, he was clothed in a raiment formed in the mountains of brass. So that means it's not. He wasn't. He said, well, here, his appearance of brass, that's talking about his clothes. That's not talking about his skin. Even though it says his hands and feet. And it's pretty clear. Hands, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty clear it's talking about the skin, but right here in the Zohar, of course, with white people making the Zohar in Europe, they would not be putting that. Let me keep it moving. Let me see. I thought it was interesting, just noteworthy. He said the man Gabriel, Daniel 9:21. It calls Gabriel a man and blah blah, but that's not really. It's just something I just want to add. It's not really nothing. Okay, so right here, angel Lord appeared in the flame of fire, but in the flame of fire, Moses is not another prophet. It says blah blah. Moses is not like any other prophet. Fire had no dominion over him. It is written, Moses drew near to the thick clouds of what God is. So just talking about it, they had no dominion over him. I mean, okay, here goes some good lies right here. Some real blatant lies right here. It said two names, Yahweh and Elohim. Elohim is not a name. So that's just dumb right here. I'm gonna have more on this Zohar. I'm just running through it. Yep, no garbage here. Let's keep moving. All right, let me see. See what this says. Okay, Egyptian river breed masters of sorcery of various kinds, and 10 degrees charmers in verse 1 that such use divination, soothsayer, charm, and sort of a ghost and familiar spirit and all that. You know what? I read it will actually tell you in the Zohar how to do this, how to do all this stuff. Let me keep it moving. Let me go. Keep it moving. Oh, here go a good one. Here go a great one here. And it says, but my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him, had followed me fully. Another spirit signifies that Caleb separated himself from other spies and went alone to Hebron in order to prostrate himself at the cave of Malpa before the graves of the patriarchs. So, because he prayed to the ancestors, he had a different spirit. That's the reason. Doing the same thing these Egyptologists do. They pray to the ancestors. And I might not tell you to do that. But he prostrated before the graves. The Almighty said, "Don't bow down and worship any false image." But he's gonna bow down to some graves, and he probably became unclean over there too. But let me see. I do got more stuff, but let me see. Let me go ahead and end it off with it. I'm gonna go ahead and call it what it is. Yeah, it's your boy Zohar is garbage.